Good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. Spurs play today. Woohoo! We're playing today. Spurs take on Liverpool at Anfield in the late kickoff later on this afternoon. What is everyone's thoughts? Is everyone's excitement? Is this another test that Ange Postecoglou is going to overcome? Guys, welcome along. There is 104 of you in here with 12 likes, and without knowing a click of a finger, look who turns up. He was here yesterday. He's here today. The man with a million shirts, and he comes from one, comes to another. Like, how are you doing, Steve? How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. What about you?
Do you know what? I'm good. Do you know what? I'm just less streaming, more time to just chill. Do you know what? I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm in a good place at the moment, in a very good place, except my collar is really irritating me. Okay, we've tidied ourselves up. But listen, game today, massive game today for Spurs. Play Liverpool. Can Spurs win it? I've heard a wild prediction from you. So tell me your prediction first.
I'm gonna explain my prediction. And actually, I was just on obviously Sava's channel. Big up to him.
Big up.
I was on that. I was on there, right? And I was explaining my prediction. Not many people in the comments were like giving me like absolute pelters for it because I explained myself. Right?
Yeah.
Here's
go for it.
What?
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, with Liverpool, they keep going 1-0 behind, and it's not to the best of the best teams. Wolves, Lasklins, Leicester City Championship. We went 1-0 up against them. Everyone is failing to punish them and capitalize on the chances that they concede. Why can't you guys? Why won't you guys do that? Right? It's at home. Liverpool they're in a good moment too. Obviously, a very good moment. But the thing is, it's not a good habit, Perchie, and you would know this because Conte. There was a time with Spurs where you went 1-0 down, 1-0 down, 1-0 down, second half. It eventually implodes.
Yeah.
Eventually,
I get your theory.
You get thrashed.
Sorry, I do apologize. Yeah, so we're at home. So if I said Anfield, I do apologize. Yeah, I know we're at home. Sorry, yeah, carry on. Sorry, I saw people in the chat just saying I got that completely wrong. I do apologize.
No, you're good. I just think that you guys are in a very good moment. They are too, and I think a lot of it's one of those games where people I think it's one of those games where a lot of people have like a consensus on it, like a general consensus. So a lot of people saying 3-2, 2-2, 3-3, that kind of thing. And I just think it could be one of those games where it's like, wow, I did not see this coming. I think it could be that. So, and to be fair, the Premier League throws up a game like that almost every weekend, like a crazy result out of nowhere, right? So I'm just trying to think maybe this is that outside of the box result. And if there's some logic, like I said, there's some logic behind it. I just think that when you concede so many chances and teams fail to capitalize, eventually someone is going to put their shooting boots on. It's not going to be like this until, so you're eventually going to pay the price for that.
Yeah.
So for me, and do you guys have those players to do that? Yeah. Do Brighton next weekend when they play Liverpool at the Amex, do they have the players to possibly smack up Liverpool? Yeah, they do, because both of you guys create loads and loads of chances.
I agree with you on that point. The only question is you have to, and I say this out of absolute respect for Liverpool, by the way. Because do you know what? I think they're the second best team in this country right now. Don't care what anyone says they are.
Yeah.
I think they're still miles away from Man City, by the way. Man City are that far ahead. Yeah. But what I will say with Liverpool, you have to be at your very best to have a chance against them. Because even at your best, Liverpool have such firepower in the final third that even if you've played out of your skin, they can still win the game of football, right?
Yes.
But I'm one of those, I don't think the curve is so much higher. I don't think Liverpool are that higher up further than we actually think we are. I think we're only using because we've only seen Spurs play 7 games at the moment, right?
Yeah.
We've seen Spurs play 7 games.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really, really good game of football.
I
think
too. Yeah.
everyone's going to enjoy watching it. It's a good game of football. But I think that's the key bit here for me. I think people are already. Do you know what I think at the moment? And I'd like to get your thoughts on this. And guys in the chat, get your thoughts on this as well. I think a lot of rival fans are praying for Spurs to lose, in the sense of they're waiting for Tottenham to fall apart. Does that kind of make sense?
That's the other side of this perchy, where it's like, that's why I think.
Do you know what? If Spurs keep doing what they've been doing, right? And by the way, it's a small pool of games, 6 games in the league, right? 6 games in the league. It's a tiny pool in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
like really is. It really is a tiny pool of it. Well, we're a quarter of the way, or an eighth of the way. Am I right? 7, 14, 28,
6, 12,
fifth of the way, right?
Yeah,
maybe sixth of the way. So it's sixth of the way. Yeah.
Roughly.
Whatever it is, irrelevant. Well, it's a tiny, whatever it is, it's a tiny portion of what is to happen. But everyone wants, but I say everyone, and all the rival fans, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Liverpools, the Man Cities, the Man Uniteds, the sort of top echelon teams.
I don't think Man City care, to be fair.
No. But you know what? I'm just talking about teams in the sort of the norm, the natural top 6. The Newcastle, you could even put in an argument as well. I'm not saying you, but I'm sitting back going, do you know what? If Spurs keep doing this, I'm going to get worried. Now, listen, let's just say hypothetically, Spurs don't lose today. Let's just say hypothetically, it finishes 1-1. It's a draw. It's a draw at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, this is my point with it. Tottenham's then following fixtures from then on are Luton, Fulham, Palace, Chelsea, Wolves, Villa, then Man City. Now you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games after 7 that have just been played, and you go, do you know what? Spurs should, I always say should be winning those games. Now, let's just say again, hypothetically, Spurs win those games. I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying that we are. I'm not saying we are. I'm not getting ahead of myself. You know me. I'm very balanced.
You're grounded. You're grounded.
But if Spurs win those games or don't lose in those games, right, and we win 5 out of 6 of them and draw 1 of them. Let's just, again, hypotheticals.
Yeah.
That wakes people up, right? People go, okay, maybe Spurs are the real deal.
It's for real.
Do you know what I mean? Even if Spurs lose today against Liverpool and Spurs go on those 6 games up for the Man City game and don't lose them, you go, wow, this Tottenham team are a real deal, right? Listen, I've always stand by what I say, game by game by game by game. I'm not one of these that will go absolutely over the top or go under the top. I'm quite balanced in my feelings. When people say to me, "Oh, what's your predictions?" I stand by it. I don't care. As long as we don't get relegated, which we won't, because we're too good. We're going to get to that. Once I'm going to put out a video when we get to that 40-point mark and just start celebrating and just go, guys, we're safe. We're safe. The prediction's sorted. We're good. We've completed my achievements. But I say it out of jest and stuff, obviously. But I mean it in the simplest terms that actually this season, I don't care. I don't care where we finish the season. As long as we don't get relegated, I always put that as the caveat. I don't care where we finish. Because do you know what? This is the season that we need to build. But look what we're doing, right? 7 games in, you go, this Tottenham team are a worry. I would worry against them. And I think a lot of rival fans, Arsenal did last week. They went really, really ahead of themselves. And I went, you're doing that because you're worried deep down. Deep down, you're worried. If Spurs finish above Arsenal this season, that says a lot about them, right?
That says a lot about them.
If they finish below us in the league, right, at the end of the season. I'm, again, not predicting it. I'm just suggesting it.
Yeah. Like it would be a statement if Newcastle finished above Arsenal, or if, let's say, something really freaky happens, that we win a FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, or you guys pick up one and Arsenal get nada. That would be, again, something that would be an uncomfortable. By the way, Foxy's spot on. I don't like Everton, Liverpool, Man United. Those are the 3, the actually a few more I don't really like Villa.
Yeah.
Always banter us when we go down.
No. But I meant it. I didn't mean it specifically. I meant it in
Yeah.
right. Like for example, I don't want the teams above me winning games of football
Of
because
course.
I want to finish above them, right? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who's above you in the league. I'm
Right.
just using it in context, right? Like, listen, I get it, rivalries and all that. I get all of that. And guys, before we carry on, guys, come on. There's 25 likes in here and 120 of you in here. Come on. Now, every person, hit that little like button. Let's get that straight over 60 now. And I'm going to come back in 5 minutes. I'm expecting 60. Come on. Let's do it, guys. Help the channel out. Go over and subscribe to Strasbourg, Steve, as well. And man, his team lost last night as well. And it destroyed my bet. Destroyed my bet. I actually backed your boys and they lost.
I don't know why. Lawns are picking up form. I'm telling you right now, by the way, they're playing Arsenal.
They're like down the bottom. They lost 4 games or something already.
Yeah, but they're a good. I watched all 4 games. They played well. They just made some silly mistakes at the back, Medina and Danso, but they were very good last night for Lens. I think they're going to give Arsenal a very, very tough game. I could see a draw or something like that. But
but back to sort of Tottenham for a second. I just want to sort of delve into your mind. You're a man that watches a lot of football, and I need to get you a Spurs shirt to hang up on your wall. By the way, I'm going to get one sorted for you at some point. I mean, I actually will get you one sorted.
I collect shirts.
I know you do. I'll get you one. I'll sort you one out. I'm going to sort something out for you, definitely. I'm going to just find the player to put on the back. I think it might be Madison just for the absolute legendary status. I might give you a Vicario shirt, actually.
I was, to be fair, I was the guy that told I came on your channel, Football Heritage TV. I came on a few Spurs channels and was like, I watched Empoli for a decent amount of games. He made a wonder save in every single game and was good from what I saw. Very good. I've always been with Vicario.
I like Vicario as well. I think this is another test for Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what? This is a different test to Arsenal. And when I say different test, we're at home. So we've got the home advantage with the fans and stuff. Home advantage.
Yeah.
What you've also got, but you've got a better team. I think Liverpool are a better team than Arsenal. Just not biased. I think that's true. Yeah. Better 11 than Arsenal. I think Arsenal are still growing, but I think they made a few mistakes in the summer. But anyway, ignore them for a second. I think Liverpool's player by player are better. Now, what I look at Liverpool and go, but I think Liverpool can be got at. I think if Spurs can find a way today to get at their back 4, Spurs are scoring today. They're scoring goals today. But what you have to do, and you were in the group chat when I put it in the watch along group chat. We have with a few of us and stuff. And I made a point when they played Wolves and when I put the voice note in, didn't I? I went, there you go. Wolves have set the blueprint out. Run at their back 4. They have to make a decision. And Wolves harassed them in the first half.
Yeah.
And if they had a Heung-min Son,
finisher,
Heung-min Son, got Madison in that midfield as well, Wolves are 3-0 up at half time and it's game over, right? What they then did at second half and went, do you know what? They tried to protect a 1-0 lead against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And that was all you had to say was, and as soon as that first 5 minutes into the second half I went, they've lost this. They'll lose this game of football because you give Liverpool an opportunity to run at you, they will abuse it. And that's the thing. Spurs are the different breed here, though. This Spurs team are going to harass Liverpool. But from minute 1, and they will keep doing it to minute 90 or minute 100, whatever the final minute is. Now, I think now it's all about being able to consistently do it. The second you slip up and you look a bit nervous, look at us when we were a bit nervous the first half hour last week. We were nervous and we allowed Arsenal to get us. You let Liverpool do that. They punish you.
Yeah, more often than not.
Mo Salah, Diaz, Jota, Nunez. They have an amalgamation of very good attacking players. And I get your thoughts on Liverpool on this one here.
Yeah.
Have Liverpool got the most dynamic front 3 in the Premier League? When I say that, I don't mean the best. I don't mean
you mean
dynamic. And what I mean by that is I feel like they've got 6 attackers that are all very different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You look at Man City, you go, I don't think they've got a variety of attacking options. What they've got is they've got a world-class goal scorer in Haaland that will just score goals. And then they've got technical
Doku,
quality out wide, right? Like a
Grealish,
Doku, like a Grealish, like a Foden.
Foden, wide.
These are technically very good players, right?
Yeah. No,
When I talk about Liverpool, saying I think they've got the most dynamic front three. I think Diaz, Gakpo, Jota, Nunes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think you look at their front three and you go, they could change it every week and it'd be different to what it was the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought they should have started Nunes against Wolves. He comes on and he changes the game and wins it, right? I think Nunes was the difference maker in the second half. He gave them an outboard.
Yeah.
I'm worried if they start Darwin Nunes. I genuinely am worried because I think he will cause problems to the likes of a Romero. I think he'll cause problems for Romero if he starts. But I think they will go. I'm trying to work it out. I think they go Jota, Diaz, and Salah.
I think. Well, if I was Klopp, I would go Nunez. I would go Nunez because I rate Nunez highly, bro.
I do as well.
I watched him at Benfica the first season, a lot of games, because Benfica are my Portuguese side, bro. His first season, he was a bit erratic. He still got 10 and 10 in the league. But the second season, he grew in confidence a lot. He just takes time to. Tonali's the same kind of player. At Brescia, his first year, he wasn't amazing. Second year, he was so good that Milan wanted him. First year at Milan, disaster, to be honest. Not very good. Second year, win the Scudetto. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the trend continues with Newcastle, where Tonali, it's not his best year, his first season. Some good games, but then second year, he could explode. So, I think Nunez and Tonali, some players are just like that, where they take a year to adjust. Grealish, his first season at City. A lot of City players, their first year, it's not like lights out amazing. Consistent over a season, then the next year they explode. God forbid if Haaland's weak season was, or his adjustment season was last year. Imagine what this season could be. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think with Liverpool, I think you're right. Like the dynamic attack, I do think they got a good variety of attackers too.
That's what I mean. Their variety, their dynamism, they can change it, right? They can change it whenever they need to. They go, do you know what? Yep. We're going to play against, say, Sheffield United. Who's the right player to start against Sheffield United? Right. Darwin Nunes. But then they go, you know what, they're Man City. So what we'll do, we'll play more, get players in behind them and try and run at them that way. Like, I think as a combination, they can mold their competition.
100%.
Tackles. I'm going to move away from the attack for a second, mate. I'm going to move it away from that and go to their midfield. Now, this morning, I shouldn't do it, but I have a debate with people, and people don't like it when I debate because I try and bring fact and you know what? I try and bring honesty to debate all the time. I don't care what team it is. I feel like when I debate very fairly. Before I go into it, I just want to say big up Togari, by the way, members for 2 months. Is Richie and 50 million for Osimhen an option in January? No. I think Osimhen will probably be at
150.
Which team does Osimhen play for in January? Because you know he's going to go.
Real Madrid.
Huh?
I think it'll be a curveball, Real Madrid, because they are going
to. I was just going to say, I think Real Madrid. Do you know what they'll go? They'll go. Do you know what?
We're desperate.
Worry about Mbappe. Let's get this lad in. We can get this lad in. It'll be less of a worry, less of a problem. But
they can't go a whole season with just Joselu. They can't.
But do you know what Real Madrid will do? They'll get both in, right?
Yeah.
They'll get Osimhen, and then they'll get Mbappe on a free. And then you go, okay, the game's up, right? And because they can play Mbappe out wide, and imagine like an Mbappe, Osimhen, and like a Vinicius Junior as your front three. That's naughty. But anyway, moving on because no one cares about Real Madrid right now and all that lot. But thanks, Togari, by the way, for the message. Much love to you, my friend. Much love. The question I wanted to ask is midfield-wise. I'm going to ask it now. Who has the better midfield three? Not the whole midfield in general, but starting 11.
You know what? It's wow. Okay. Well, let's look at the playmakers of both teams. Szoboszlai versus Maddison.
Szoboszlai, by the way, this is what annoys me. When I had this debate, I said, you know what? I think Madison's the better player. But I said, by the way, I think Szoboszlai has, as the kids would say, a bigger ceiling. Does that make sense?
Right.
I'm not one of these that says all the ceiling stuff, but I think potentially Szoboszlai could be one of the best players in the world. I think he's technically he's brilliant. If he keeps going at the rate he's going at, he will be. I think right now on this day, James Maddison is more of a impact to a midfield. Like if you put in James Maddison into that Liverpool team, like it's a much bigger impact. By the way, I think you play both of them though. I think you could play both of them. Less as a 10, more as an 8. Madison plays more as your 10, and then you put in your defensive midfielder in there with that. And I think that's a tidy midfield, right? But if we'd say eggs are eggs and all this lot, and they're both 10s, I think who do you pick, Maddison or Szoboszlai? Seriously, I don't mind either way. By the way, I think both are great players.
You're looking for an out and out. That's all right. You know, maybe I'll put it like this: who would I rather have at Newcastle? Because we were linked with both of them.
That's a great shout. Yeah, if you were Newcastle right now, you had to pick one of them.
Jesus, I literally got no idea. I might go Szoboszlai by like the thinnest of margins, just because. Actually, you know what? Nah, I would go Maddison just because I think Newcastle could do with a out and out playmaker. Szoboszlai is one of those guys where he actually covers mad ground. He covers a lot of ground.
Let's be honest, he's an absolute top player. There would be no discredit if you pick one of the other.
Very good options. Like you can't go wrong. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like picking between a Ferrari 458 and a Ferrari.
Listen, it's like picking which color Ferrari you'd rather have, right?
Yeah. I don't know. That's so tough. One day I'll choose Madison. One day I'll choose Szoboszlai.
Good shout, King of Anfield. I think that's a very good shout. Listen, I think that's why I think if you had a beautiful world that you could pick your midfield, you'd have Maddison, Szoboszlai, and then your number 6 is probably a Basuma, and you go, that midfield looks tidy, right? I also bash my mic there. That's a tidy midfield. You can look at that. That's energy in midfield, hard work. But I think jump the gun a bit.
If I had to take one,
if you were just to pick one as more of your one of your most like aggressive like number 10s, you'd say probably Madison. But if you were to put someone next to him and you couldn't
number
pick
8,
Szoboszlai, who would it be?
Out of who? Sorry, who would I pick next?
So what you've got? Liverpool got what? Curtis Jones. They've got who's the other one they've signed? They just signed Endo.
McAllister as well.
McAllister's, that's what I was thinking. McAllister, yeah.
He's really good too. He's
gone under the radar. I like him as well.
Big part of that Argentinian team. A big part. I know Messi ran the show, but he put in work. Enzo Fernandez put in work, and Alvarez all had roles. And McAllister was crucial.
I think McAllister's another one of those players I liked at Brighton. It was at Brighton. I went, do you know what? He's a player. He's a proper football player. I really, really like both of them. I'd have Maddison, McAllister, Maddison, Szoboszlai. Heck, I wouldn't even be against Szoboszlai and McAllister. Listen, as a Spurs fan, I think I'm quite balanced. I think out of those 3, you could make a really good 2 there. And then your number 6, I think collectively both Spurs and Arsenal fans would go Basuma, right?
Yeah, over Curtis.
Is that a debate? Is there anyone else who wants to debate?
No, it's not a debate. I don't really rate Curtis Jones. I think he is a purple patch kind of player. He'll play well.
I like him, but I couldn't trust him as a 6.
No,
I like him, by the way.
Doesn't have the physicality.
I don't think he's got the
aggression.
What's the word? No, not even that. I just don't think he's got the
tactical nous, vision, discipline.
Yeah, discipline. That's what I don't think he's got the discipline. By the way, that's not against him. I think Curtis Jones is a very, very good player. I just think when you've got a player like that, I wouldn't put him as a 6. I think you need a player that is disciplined, that sits in the 6 and goes, do you know what? You guys go ahead. I'll sit here and
Tyler Adams, for example, is a true 6. He doesn't venture forward that often. He plays.
They've also brought in Endo, haven't they, as well? He was a 6 from Stuttgart.
Yeah. Hey, he's all right. He's all right. He was really, really good for Stuttgart. He's done all right at Liverpool so far, I guess. I don't think he'll play. He'll start today. But I agree with Dan right there. Curtis Jones is that weak link. He is that weak link.
Do you know what?
Also, I think Trent
But
is
I
another
don't
weak
think
link.
when we call him a weak link, I don't think he's a level of a weak link. I think in that midfield, he's the weakest of the midfielders that they've got. But I wouldn't sit there and go, okay, run at this kid. This is the one you run at and call.
Run at Alexander-Arnold would be my
but do you know what I mean? Like I think Trent's good though. Trent's good though, but what they do with Trent is they bring him into midfield, right, and they bolster it, right. They get an extra map body in midfield, and it causes a problem.
Yeah.
No, King from Heaven. It's not fixated. I'm just trying to generalize, right? Like, listen, I know the way Liverpool play. Like, obviously, the likes of Trent tuck into midfield, and they add an extra body in midfield, right? Like, I know it's more of the. Otherwise, because that's why I hate combined 11s, King of Anfield, mate. Big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. It's literally exactly why I don't like combined 11s, because this is exactly the point. Teams play different setups. But I'm just trying to compare like midfield, because I do know what I think they're different than midfields, Liverpool and Spurs.
Yeah.
But very, very similar in the same level of quality. I think you could argue both to and from for any position, but I don't think there's anyone that you go, do you know what? He's 100% nailed on for whatever reason, right? You know, like sometimes if you did a Spurs versus Luton midfield, like no disrespect to Luton Town, but you'd go, there's no argument, right? Yeah. I think with Liverpool at the moment in the midfield, I think there's only one player that is a definite in a combined 11, right? And that's Mo Salah. Yeah. And two. Alisson as well. I think Alisson's a definite as well. So there's two. That would be what I would say. Do you know what? They're definites into the team.
Yeah.
I don't think anywhere else there's anyone else I can go, you are 100% in a combined 11, unless you could think of any. Like there's none that you know. There's
with Joboslai's form and Madison's form, that's probably the closest to nailed on.
Exactly. I agree. I agree with you.
Maybe even a Basuma. Basuma's in hellish form. So
I think that's a shout. I think Basuma's nailed on.
Make that case. I think Liverpool would take Basuma. I think Liverpool would take Basuma. I think they would benefit.
Yeah. Because I read big up. I'm not gonna bring up names on Twitter, but I was having a debate on Twitter earlier when only one is Son is the only one they'd have from Spurs. I went, what? And my argument was Son's not even been our best player this season.
Yeah.
And I said, sorry. Like I went, listen, I'm not sitting there saying Spurs are amazing. Like I'm as balanced as it gets. I don't think there's. Yeah. I think there's probably an argument for about 4 players that get into a combined 11, right?
Maybe
4 players that you could argue. I think you could argue Romero over Konate, doable argument. Basuma gets into midfield. Madison gets into midfield. And Son gets in. I said that's 4 players that I think you could argue.
Make a case for Van de Ven, to be fair.
Van de Ven as well. If we're doing it on just this season, right?
Oh,
Van de Ven gets into the argument, right?
Yeah.
But listen, I think this is why I hate combined 11s, because it doesn't matter what team you support, you're always going to favour your own players more, and that's nothing against that, because you watch your team more than other teams, right? So you're going to sit back and go, oh well, I'll watch all Liverpool, and they'll go, oh, I'll watch all the Spurs, right? So there's always that.
Except me, I'm too objective. Like I think I'm too objective.
You watch every football game known to man. I mean, I'm not shocked. I'm shocked you haven't watched the Armenian second division yet. I'm waiting for it. I want to do a watch along with the most random game of football with you. By the way, that is going to happen at some point.
Sure. Sounds like fun, bro. Let's do it. Whenever.
We do that. I think we should do a Conference League game. That's probably the most mental.
No, we should do. You know what? J League.
Yeah, but what time do they kick off? I'm not doing it in the middle of the night.
I think there's a game on right now.
I wish I was 22 still. By the way, I'm not 22. I'm 9 years your senior, my friend.
J League games kick off at 6 a.m. my time, so that's 12 Spain. Like there's
I think
there's a game on right now. Let me check.
12 p.m. or 12 in the afternoon.
12 in the afternoon.
Oh, I could do a 12 in the afternoon game.
Yeah, J League. J League starts about
But I've got to figure out if I can get
It's on YouTube. I watch J League on YouTube. It's literally a free channel. It's J League has their own channel and they show games for free.
Oh, Someone's putting a great shout, by the way.
What?
Perchy, do a Lion City Sailors game. There, do you know what? How about this? I'm going to put this to you guys now. I will do this watch along for the absolute giggles and have just an absolute laugh. And do you know what? I'll try and convince Steve, Sava, and Haz along to do it, and we'll try and get a Lion City Sailors watch along. But on one rule, and I'm going to do it on one rule only. You guys get me to 2,350 subscribers. That is 21 away over this weekend. If I can get 21 subscribers over this weekend, I'll do it. And I'll make it. I'll speak to the guys when they're free, and we'll try and work out how we're going to do it. By the way, on a watch along or whatever, because that's they play in their Japanese team, no Singaporean side. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to watch it. I'll do it and see if the boys want to get along with that one for the absolute laugh. That's a deal. But you have to get me to 20. I need 21 more subscribers before the end of the weekend. If I don't, then I'm not going to do it. There you go. You want it? I'll give it you. That's the fair one. Madison's son, Basuma, Van der Ven, Romero, Doji, all top players. I think with a Doji and Van der Ven, I think they can be. I think we just need to see more. Same with Romero, by the way. I think Romero as well. I think Basuma's showing it as well. I think we call them top players. I think, by the way, I think they are. They're going to be. When we start giving it with chest, let's wait till the end of the season, right? Yeah. End of the season, you can go, do you know what? We finished third in the league. Hypothetical. Calm, guys. You can start saying, I think Madison is a top player, bro. I think Son is as well. The other four, now it's consistency, right?
Yeah. No, consistency is the name of the game. Because
King of Anfield, I massively, massively disagree with this. Just go and watch James Maddison. Go and watch the 90 minutes at the Emirates. Do no one tell me that this man lacks work rate. We get the point because of this man. If it wasn't for the work rate of James Maddison, pressing high. Listen, here's one for you, Steve. You watch a lot of football.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be sitting there going, oh, okay, having a go at someone if they don't press from when kickoff's on. You go, okay, fair enough. They're playing the ball. Madison on kickoff for the second goal, he's pressed so hard and made Jorginho make a mistake, and we score the second equaliser literally a minute after conceding because of that. Scroll back to the first goal in the first half, mate. What does Madison do? Madison loses the ball to Saka. You could have easily had him going, okay, let's get back into position. Saka in. What he does, he takes a bit of a gamble, presses Saka, makes Saka spin on a sixpence, squares the ball, Son puts it in. I'm sorry. Madison on work rate, I'm sorry. I would have said this to you before we signed him. I would have been that guy. I would have been, I don't think Madison, I think Madison's great on the ball, but does he work hard for the team? This man works his absolute nutsack off for the team. Yeah, so I'm so like, where I get your point, watch Madison play this season and you will not put lacks work rate. No, not for me. I think he works his absolute socks off. And he's proven it now.
Oh, 100%.
Adrian Chip, I'm from Singapore and no one watches the Lion City Sailors. Adrian, we're going to do it for the absolute banter. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. No, sign me up.
She's going on full Willstone Raider. I like that one, Bill. I like that one. Big up to you, my friend. Just want to get Richie's trophy back. You guys are brilliant. Big Ball, I would if I bought Spurs play. I refuse to pay for that rubbish. And to be fair, listen, Dave and Jack and them lot over there do it. So let them do it. That's their thing. And by the way, big shout out to Irish Hotspurs, those lads, because their video, by the way, where they get us to get all the content creators to do a little video, I think it's a great show. It's a great little 15-20 minute video that they do, and I really enjoy it. And I like sending them a little short clip for them to react to. Big up Kuva. I feel Curtis Jones is seriously underrated. Really good passer, agreed. Helps keep their midfield ticking over. He's what we were hoping. Winks. This. I agree with you, Kuva. I will suggest though that I don't think he's not the best midfielder, But what he does do a good job for them. I agree. I don't see.
He's all right. He's all right. I don't put him on any sort of pedestal just because I don't think he's that. I think he's an okay player. 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I don't think he's a really good player. I don't even think he's underrated. I know what Curtis Jones is for them. He's a good option off the bench, and sometimes he can catch fire and score a few goals from midfield. Decent passer of the ball. Sometimes I just feel like in a lot of games for Liverpool last year, he went missing. Not just him. But he just calling it how it is. So he's an all right player. I think Liverpool but that's the difference though. If Liverpool were challenging, they would have a much better player than a Curtis Jones.
Yeah, now Kings of Anfield, I can't really answer that properly because I haven't watched enough of Liverpool and Szoboszlai directly for us to say. For me, I'm talking about it more objectively, on what I've seen from Maddison. So maybe you could argue I'm a little bit biased on my opinion on that point, but that's really my point on that. Guys in the chat, I am going to have to end the show in about 10 minutes. I'm getting this sorted. My barber's just down the road from me, but I've got my appointment at 10 past.
Turkish barber?
It's actually called the Elias Barbers. It's literally in Barcelona. He's literally on my road, on the same road as me. Lovely blokes to sort my hair out. And Sue says it's ugly, so I've got to get it sorted out. And it is, by the way. It's gone really, really... She says my hair's just gone too long.
It's a bit harsh. Jesus.
No, Susie's got Susie's high standards. She doesn't like my hair. She likes my hair looking good. She thinks my beard doesn't look great either.
To be fair, mine doesn't either. So
I need to tidy myself up, man. The problem is with me, because I work from home every day.
Yeah,
I feel like I miss time to get my hair done. So that's fair. I just try and get it done. And guys, thank you so much for the guys that have subscribed. 6 of you have subscribed. We're up to 2,330. 20 away, and the Lion City Sailors watch along will happen. There you go. I can't make it easier. 20 of you. And in the chat, can we get to 100 likes on this show? We've got to 62. So that's massive shout out to you guys. 38 more. We're going to go for another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to have to run. And I have to run in about just under 10 minutes. So come on, guys. Smash the likes if you're new in here. Massive shout out to the Liverpool fans in here. Listen, this is a channel for everyone, by the way. I may be a Spurs fan, but I like talking football, right? I love a football chat.
That's why I'm on here, and I'm a Newcastle fan. I just like talking footy. And I'm pretty, I'd say I'm pretty...
I did see Kings of Anfield. Sorry, mate. Listen, when I've got a load of things and I'm in the chat, mate, I do miss some. So, yeah, no, I got your point. For me, I think Maddison shows that he's got enough work rate to get into Liverpool's team. I think has definitely shown it. Yeah. Perchy, I'm a Chelsea fan, but why don't people think we will challenge for the title? We're 6 games in and we have a fantastic... Yeah, Robin, I think you are on a wind up. Listen, I'll be honest, mate.
That's serious.
You can't be in. Listen, you can't lose 4 games. They've lost 4, right?
I'm sorry.
Have they lost 4?
They lost 2. Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa.
Hang on. Let me do. Do you know what? I like getting facts in all this.
West Ham. They lost 2 as well.
Lost 3 games this season. Hear me out. You'll like this one. Chelsea have lost 3 games this season. How many games did Man City lose last season?
Like 2.
5. They lost 5 games last season, and one of them was at the end of the season when they'd already won the title.
Brentford.
Yeah,
Brentford did the double.
They lost to Brentford on the last game of the season. They lost. Bear in mind, the season was done when they beat Chelsea. They drew to Brighton, lost to Brentford. They lost to. And then they lost to Spurs in February, and they lost to Man United in January. Lost to Brentford They lost to Brentford in November last season.
Yeah, the 2-1. The 2-1.
They lost to Liverpool in October.
Yeah,
they lost 5 games last season. Liverpool. I mean, Man City.
Yeah, and
Chelsea was 3, and we're
Chelsea are
not.
just nowhere
Chelsea
near
was
a
3,
title
and we're not
contender.
even into October yet.
Absolutely, that you could find the most delusional Chelsea fan out there.
But listen, by the way,
we're gonna say.
they still could win the league, but it's very, very unlikely.
It's like
How about this, Robin Bobson? If you're confident, go and chuck a tenner on Chelsea winning the league. I bet you get good odds for it. Just saying. Listen, I think you're obviously just trolling. You have to be. Let's see. Adrian Shear, Lion City says we're in the AFC Champions League. They are actually. That's a good shout.
Yes.
But that's midweek, isn't it? That's midweek, right? And that'll be in during the day, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me look up.
Yeah. See that is.
Look into it. Definitely.
We'll look into it. How about that? We'll look into it, guys. If we can get as I said, another 20 more subscribers, and we're there. You know, that's the deal. 20 more.
20 more subs.
Yeah, 20 more subs. And Robin, how are Arsenal injury stricken? They aren't us. Yeah, exactly.
Where did you finish last year? Where did Arsenal finish last year? Let's stop doing this.
All I have to say is respect club. I don't think anyone disrespects club. It does annoy me.
Oh yeah.
I think respectfully, as a manager, I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I think the only thing I'd say that I could really complain about if I was a Liverpool fan was maybe a bit stubborn, but his stubborn ways have gotten you every single trophy possible. So at least one of them. So I mean, like, hey,
listen, mate, I agree. Listen, like at Kings of Anfield, mate, big up to yourself, mate. Listen, I wouldn't say I'm the one person. Listen, it's not just me. There's a few of us, and I try and make myself as balanced and honest as I can. Like do you know what? I said this to Sav earlier, and I had just a little bit of a debate with him about saying, and I just said, do you know what I hate? I just miss having that football chat that you used to have down the pub. You can't have it anymore. It's all gone to playground stuff. It's my team's better than your team. Ha ha ha. Well, no, I like sitting back. Do you know what I used to love when I used to go to football a few years back and stuff. I used to go consistently, home and away, all the time. Like,
have you been to an Espanyol game more recently than Spurs, right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Heck, there's also, by the way, there's another team in Barcelona that I'm going to soon. They're called Sant Andreu, and they're in the 3rd division. And I'm going to a third division game, man. Soon. So they're literally down the road as well. They're called Sant Andreu, and they're a 3rd division team, and that's the team that I'll be watching soon.
Nice.
And for me, like I always try. Do you know what? I try and make my content and my channel like as if I'm down the pub with mates, right? Like as if we and you are sat down the pub having a pint, and we Spurs versus Newcastle. We're both going to the game. You're in the away, and I'm in the home end, and we sit down and go, do you know what? I like Callum Wilson. He's a good striker. I don't think he's as good as Son, for example, but I think he's a good player. But I love Tonali. I'd love a Tonali at Spurs. Like I miss those debates. Nowadays, it's my team's better than yours. Ha ha ha. It's like,
fucking Newcastle are bottle jobs. Spurs are bottle jobs. It's like, okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friend. That's very kind of you. Oh, thank you. It's so kind. Listen, I try and here he is. Here he is, the man, the GOAT, the legend. You're an absolute legend, my friend. I would have loved to have you on today, but I'm finishing up in a second because I have to go get this barnet sorted out. Do you speak Spanish, Percy? See. Now I'm really bad. Do you know what it is? I don't like talking about it, but like I basically I'm really bad at learning. Like it's more because I have like dyslexia and stuff, so I struggle with learning and stuff. Not making it as an excuse. I really need to, but but what I'm good at though, Daniel, is I know what things are. I can't construct sentences. That's my only problem. So, for example, if I go to a shop, I know what I want to get, but I can't go, oh, can I get this? I'm really bad at stuff like that. Like I'm really rubbish, but I know what things are. Hope that Roma take Dyer and Juve take Pierre. Bang on, Angelo. I agree. Take them. I would also take Lazio want Hugo Lloris. And I'm going to end it on that one. Hugo Lloris to your club Lazio, one of your clubs. I say your club. You've got a million clubs.
I love Lazio. Our core three. My core three of like the most
core
hard.
three. You have what, Newcastle and Strasbourg are above them.
Lazio, yeah.
Where's Bayern Munich in that list?
It's like way down. To be fair,
Oh,
like I like
else am I
Benfica
missing?
more.
Have you got a Spanish team? Have you got a Spanish
It's really
team?
hard to pick a Spanish team because they're
Espanol.
also.
Join me, Espanol.
I like Athletic Club though. I think that would be.
I like Athletic Bilbao. I like the way that they run and stuff. Pick
Real
Espanol.
Sociedad. Yeah,
if that's the case, I'll get you an Espanol shirt as well. How about that?
I would get one just for that, bro. I have a Deportivo La Coruña shirt. I have a Valencia
Deadpool,
shirt.
man. Old school, man.
I have.
They're one of those teams though I like on Football Manager though because they're down the bottom and you can build them up. Talking of Football Manager, guys, I'm going to show you something. I've been given this. I've got two of them. But this is the one. So,
the random
shout
shirts.
out to my guy, my mystery shirts.
Yeah.
He has sorted this out. And in this kit will be the kit that I use, a Football Manager save for you guys. You guys asked for it, and I'm going to do it when the new game comes up. But I might start a bit early because I've been told in the new game that you can transfer saves from game onto game onto game. So I might start it early if you guys want me to do it. So, there you go. That's the kit. It's unopened. You can still see it sealed. I did have to pay blooming custom tax for it, which was a bit annoying. That was expensive for some shirts, but there you go. That's a football shirt. And there'll be something coming out with my mystery shirts very, very soon. So I'll be speaking to the guy for you guys. This is as well. So good, guys. Thank you so much. Listen,
who do you think's going to real quick? Who do you think's going to win? Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, and Spurs, Liverpool.
Do you want me to read out too? Actually, no. Do you know what? I'm not going to read it out. I'm going to be as shameless as anything. I'm going to plug it now. Go and check out my video, guys, on my channel, on my short. I've done a short video of my predictions. I'm not going to tell you now. Go and watch my short video. That's how you do it. That's called plugging, my friend.
International Man of Mystery. Perch.
Let me mute that, and then I'm going to find the link. If I can share. There you go, guys. If you want to know my predictions, they are right there, and I'm not going to tell you because then you can all go and watch. There you go. Go check it out. I'll put the link in the chat, guys. Massive thank you so much. I am going to have to run. I'm getting my hair cut in 5 minutes. Nice. Steve, you're going to be on the watch long maybe later. Are you going to come for Around the Grounds?
Yeah, I think.
So, guys, in the chat, Around the Grounds is back. Yeah. We are back in 2:30 in the UK. So I'll be going live about 2:30, maybe 2:45, depending on like what I'm up to. But I'll be doing that. Around the Grounds is back. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you very much. And guys, I don't think he's playing today, but we don't need him because we've got Heung-min Son. Peace out. Peace out.
And here's Kane. He sits on Tottenham's loftiest perch, beyond even the great Greaves. Spurs' most lavish scorer of all